tell you about our summer reading program, which starts, if you start reading Tuesday, mistake, May 26th of 2020. If you start reading your time, keep track of time. I'm going to put everything on the library's Facebook and share it around Clay County. And if you can share it for me, that would be awesome. But today we had some special volunteers who are going to do something for me. But I want to talk to you about hen fairy tales and hen stories. How many stories have you heard? Like yesterday, remember I read Mañana Iguana, and it was the tale about the iguana and the other animals, but it was like the little red hen who said, not I, and they wanted to take the credit, but they didn't get to have fun because they didn't help with all the work. Well, there's other stories, and you know what? I think I would like to hear a story about a little hen. So, not yet. Would you, Magic Puppet Show, bring me up a story about a hen? Oh my goodness, look at this. The Little Hen and the Giant by Maria Poluskin and pictures by Yuri Salzman. Oh my goodness, let me see. Okay, Juan, let's move. This is a very old book. I think it was published in 1977 by Harper Scholastic Book Services, and it was by Harper also. And thank you, Harper, for allowing us to use your book. Well, I'd like to hear it, but you know what I think? I think it would make an awesome puppet show. So please present Magic Puppet Theater, the story, The Little Hen and the Giant. Okay. Go ahead.
Today's presentation is The Little Hen and the Giant. Our setting begins on a farm, where Kurochka, the little brown hen, was angry. Every day she laid an egg, and almost every day her egg was taken away from her. All her eggs were given to the giant. Everyone was afraid of the giant because he was big and he was mean. He hated everyone and everything except eggs.
I want all the eggs. If I don't get all the eggs, I will squash you, or worse.
Kurochka scolded and complained. How am I going to hatch my eggs if I can't keep my eggs? But no one listened. No one cared. Everyone was too afraid of the giant. One day, Kurochka looked at all the empty nests. She thought about all the eggs that could have been chicks and felt sad. Then she thought about the giant and she felt angry. She felt anger growing inside of her and getting bigger and bigger until she felt as big as a giant herself. Then she shouted, I'm going to get that giant. I'm going to fix him good. And without a moment's hesitation, she marched out of the barnyard. As she walked down the road, she met Fox.
Where are you going, dearie?
I'm going to get rid of that fool giant who takes eggs.
You're going to get rid of the giant? Why, my dear, that's the funniest thing I've ever heard.
Fox laughed and laughed. And the more she laughed, the angrier Kurochka became. Don't you laugh at me, you lame-brained vixen,
Why not?
said Fox, still giggling.
You're very funny.
If you don't stop laughing right this minute, I will just gobble you up.
Gobble me up? Gobble me up,
said Fox and fell down laughing. But while Fox laughed, Kurochka opened her beak very wide and swallowed her with one swallow. The road wound through many fields and finally led to a deep forest. In the forest,
Opening the back curtain.
Kurochka met Wolf.
And where are you going on such a lovely morning?
I'm going to get rid of the giant. He's taken all my eggs. I need them. No eggs, no chicks. You know.
Do you know how big the giant is? The giant is giant. You must be a silly little hen.
Kurochka started to get angry. Look, Wolf, You better not call me silly, and you better not get me mad, or I'll gobble you up.
Oh, you are a silly little hen. You better get back to the barnyard where you belong. What do you care about a couple of eggs anyway? You can always make some more.
That made Kurochka angrier still. She opened her beak and shut her eyes. Big Gray Wolf got a big surprise. Kurochka swallowed him right up. Kurochka walked through the woods, paying no attention to the pine cones, bugs, berries, moss, and mushrooms that were all around her. She was thinking about how she was going to get rid of the giant. Suddenly, there was a great crashing. Bear fell out of the tree, his face and paws covered with honey. He fell right in front of Kurochka. What now? Can't you see I'm in a hurry? Bear had been eating honey all day and was so happy that not even falling out of the tree could make him mad.
Hi, hen. Want some honey?
No, thank you, but I want you out of the way. Quick,
What's your hurry? Any honey?
said Bear, giggling. Look, do you want me to swallow you too?
Sure, I don't care.
Said Bear. Kurochka opened her beak and swallowed Bear. Kurochka walked and walked. The road ended and she found she was standing on the shore of a big lake. She looked at the water stretching all over the other shore. There seemed to be no way to get across. Out of my way, lake! I'm going to get rid of the giant. I have swallowed the fox and wolf and bear. If you don't get out of my way right this minute, I will gobble you up too. Kurochka stood and waited, but the lake just sparkled in the sun. Then she opened her beak very wide and swallowed the lake in one gulp. Kurochka walked clear over to the other side on dry land. The giant was in his cave planning his menu for the week.
Eggs, brown and white, delicious, yummy thingies.
His mouth watered just thinking about all the wonderful meals he would have.
Stuffed eggs, scrambled eggs, fried eggs, poached eggs, omelets, eggs benedict, souffles, custards, egg creams, egg nog, egg rolls. How will I ever decide?
When Kurochka reached the giant's cave, she hid herself behind a big rock and shouted, "Roses are red, violets are blue. Eggs are for hatching, they're too good for you."
What in tarnation?
Grumbled the giant as he went out of the cave.
Who said that?
He shouted, looking around and seeing no one.
Come on, show yourself, you sniveling coward. I'll make mincemeat of you.
"You'll have to catch me first," shouted Kurochka, still hiding behind the rock, and she opened her beak and spit out Fox. Fox took one look at the giant and ran full speed into the woods. The giant ran after her. All day long, the giant chased that fox and could not catch her. That night, the giant came home exhausted. The next day, Kurochka stood behind the rock and shouted, "Violets are blue, roses are red. The giant's a creep and has holes in his head."
Oh, blast it all! Is there no rest for the weary?
Roared the giant. He ran out of the cave and looked around, but there was no one in sight.
Where are you, you lily-liver critter? Come out, so I can make hash of you.
"Oh, no, you won't," shouted Kurochka. She opened her beak wide and spit out Wolf and Bear. Wolf ran off in one direction, Bear ran off in the other. The giant was so mad he didn't know which one to chase. He ran back and forth all day and came home at night exhausted. Early the next morning, Kurochka stood behind the rock and shouted, "Roses are red, violets are blue. Garbage smells bad, the giant does too."
Great grungy gazooks!
Screamed the giant.
Now I am mad.
He rushed out of his cave. As he was looking around, Kurochka stepped out from behind the rock. The giant was surprised.
You, a mere hen, an insignificant chicken, a ridiculous fowl, You dare to come and disturb my rest?
Karuchka looked him right in the eyes and shouted, Giant, you may have stolen your last egg. You should have left some, but you left none. Now I'm going to get rid of you once and for all. The giant chuckled.
Come here, little chicky chick. I'll stuff you with tarragon and roast you on a spit.
And he started after Karuchka. Karuchka jumped onto the big rock and shouted, Don't take another step, or it will for surely be your last. But the giant didn't listen and kept coming close until Karuchka opened her beak very wide and split out the lake. The lake tumbled out in great torrents. It filled the space between Karuchka and the giant, and then lay still, deep and sparkling. The giant ran right into the lake and sank to the bottom like a stone. Karuchka hopped down from the rock and went home to hatch some eggs. The end.